I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. No man can come to God except by me. There is no alternative. Harvest of help. That's what I'm talking about now. Are you ready? Very ready. A true life story was told of a, what I would say, DSS1 student. All right? In the US. Who was going home on a Friday. True story. Some of you might have read it. And on the other side, he saw a classmate, going home in the same direction with his glasses and everything. I bet the guy was with all his books. So he was thinking to himself, this guy must be a nerd. You know people they call bookworm. How many books will you read over the weekend? Weekend should be when you refreshing up now and relax. You are carrying this, the whole number of books you have in your life. You are carrying them home to read over the weekend. What kind of a jerk is this? No sooner than he finished the thought and was going on his way, he saw a bunch of boys. You know all this, what do they call them now? School bullies. They came around the boy, pushed him down, beat him. As they pushed him down, his glasses flew in one direction. The book scattered in different directions. He fell down and he couldn't see. He was just scrambling. Then the guy ran across and helped him pick his glasses. Said he saw a drop of tear in his eyes, and a nod of thank you. Gave him the glasses, helped him to pick the books together, and when he stood up, he asked him his direction. It happened to be that they were living around the same place. Then he decided to help him with some of the books. So they were walking. He was now talking with him. Oh, where do you live? He told him the particular. I said, it's just very close to my house. How come I don't know you in this neighborhood for so many years? He said, I was attending private school. Said, I'm not in that class. But now I'm here. He said, okay. So how is your weekend going to be? I have some football matches. I have some other programs that we have arranged. Would you like to join us? I said, yes, I will be. I would like to join you. He said, fine. So they spent the whole weekend together. On Monday again, the guy was going back with the load of books again. The guy's name is Kaya. This guy, I hope you not kill yourself reading. So he just helped him with half of the books again, help him to school. Years rolled by. And at the end of the day, when they were going to graduate, in what we call SS3. The guy happened to be the valedictorian, the best student in the set, who will speak on the day of valedictory service for the rest of the students. He said this guy ended up being a very cool guy, extremely intelligent. So he was going to study medicine. This other guy was going to study business in another faraway university. He said, but he knew that their connection could not be weakened by distance. They had bonded within the last 5-6 years that they had been together. They had become real friends. So, at the end of the day, the guy was fidgety when he had to address the valedictory audience. So I just went to him, said, guy, you will be great. You can do it. Just go ahead. So I looked at him with it. At that same note of, I appreciate. Thank you. Then he picked himself and went. So as he was looking at the guy, he said he always occasionally got jealous of him because every girl wants to be around him. Every girl wanted him. He was always, the toast of everybody in school. So, however, they were very good friends. So the guy took the podium, listened to a paraphrase of his valedictory speech. He said, valedictory services are a time to appreciate people who have helped us to go through school. Parents, siblings, classmates, teachers, most importantly, friends. Say, I stand here today to tell you a story. Then he started that story that happened in GSS 1 about 5 or 6 years ago. The guy sat in the audience and said he couldn't believe. You know what the guy said? He said, thanks to a friend who is seated in this audience. He said, that Friday, I packed my things so that my mother would not have to come to school and pack my things. I was going to commit suicide. He said, I didn't want to bother my mom after my death. So I packed everything I had in school. Said, but God sent a friend my way. So the following Monday, since I now had reason to leave, I took all the books back. And the same guy was there to help me. He said the parents looked at him and it's like, thank you for being his savior. Is that sweet? What did it cost? How much? How much? Now listen to me. It amounts to self-mockery to complain of no harvest when you have neither sowed a seed or nurtured a crop. Coach Dele Oyelero. It amounts to what? Self-mockery. When you have neither sown a seed nor nurtured a crop, and to complain of lack of harvest. Are we together? I'm still coming. Sit down. I'm still coming. And what does it cost? Thoughtfulness. That's all. Thoughtfulness. A whole life was saved. Not a life. Millions of lives. This guy grew up to become a great medical doctor. You can imagine how many lives were saved through his hands. Because one small boy of about 10, 11, 12 cared for another boy who was hapless and helpless. And it did not cost him a dime, but thoughtfulness. If you go by the things I'm teaching you today, no devil can stop you from being great. This is one of the secrets of how to pray less and have more results. It's good to pray much. All right? But before you pray a little, you see great results. Because you are already walking in the path of the answer. So how many of us have been to inter-house sports? Primary school or secondary school? And the principal or the headmaster is about 65. And they want to do staff race. Have you been there? What happens? Official assisted race, right? That they call them. Then go put mama here. All the other guys are coming from kilometer 1,000. If you just take 2 steps, you don't cross with that. That is what happens when you live by what I want to teach you today. You are that close to greatness. I repeat. It amounts to self-mockery for you to complain of no harvest when you have neither sowed a seed nor nurtured crop. Harvest answers to sowing. Hello? What did I say? Harvest answers to sowing. So if you don't sow, don't expect harvest. Harvest is not free. Hello? Harvest is not what? You don't like it. Say it. I'm not asking whether you like it. Just say it. Harvest is not free. It's not free. Thoughtfulness. In Acts chapter 10, verse 38, the Bible says, how God, Acts 10:38, how God anointed Jesus Christ of Nazareth with the Holy Ghost and with power, who went about doing good, healing all them that were oppressed of the devils, for God was with him. Is God with you? How much of goodness are you manifesting to your world? How much? God is depending on you to do the same thing that Jesus did when he was here. It's good to come and shout and dance and jump and holler in the church. But the real life is outside the church. We have not been told to shine in the midst of light. It's not wrong. But God knows that one will happen. So he's not asking us to do it. It will happen. But the one that you have to be intentional about is shining in the midst of darkness. And to shine does not cost you anything. It just means to live as you are supposed to live. You don't need to switch anything on or off. You are the light. So when you live according to the precepts of God, you are being light. And the Bible says, Jesus, everywhere he went, he was doing good. Are you doing good in your neighborhood? Are you doing God in your school? Doing good in your school? Can people describe you as a good person, even when they don't know you are a Christian? You are just a good person. They would love to be around you. Are you that kind of person? Or you are too holy to relate? You don't want them to stain you with their sins. So let them, don't stain me, please. We are holy. Thou art not holy. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So when you live by these principles, then you will understand that you are that close to greatness. Praise God. Praise God. Very common scripture. Galatians 6, 7 and 9. Galatians 6, 7 and 9. I would rather TPT. Yes. Galatians 6, 7 and 9.
TPT.
Fine.
All right, sir. And those who are taught the word must share all good things with their teacher.
7. That's 7. It's not
God
possible.
will never be mocked.
That's 6.
God will never be mocked.
God will never be mocked.
For what you plant,
What you plant
will always be the very thing you harvest.
Now wait. I'll be reading about 4 scriptures. Only. That's what pattern we permit as main scriptures. From where we are going to deduce principles of how to sow seed. Are you hearing me? And when I'm talking seed, I'm not talking about just money. I hope you hear me. Because in the charismatic and the Pentecostal now, the only seed they know is money. That's not what I'm talking about. It may be money. It doesn't have to be. That was why I started the way I started. No money was involved. So you can't complain that I don't have money. You can't even say you don't have money. How come you don't have money when your personal person is in charge? Hallelujah. You know what Muhammad Ali said? He said, I'm never down. I'm either up or I'm standing up. I am never, he said it's not possible. I can never be down. It's either I'm up standing or I'm standing up. But I'm never down. That should be your mentality. If your personal person is in charge and you are ruling with him, even if it seems like you are broke now, you know that by tomorrow everything will be settled. Somebody say no shaking. Shout no shaking. Hallelujah. Principle number 1. You must sow to harvest. You can't have harvest of help if you are not helping. That's the summary of what I've been saying. You cannot have harvest of help until you sow help. You must sow before you can reap. Number 2, it is what you sow that you will reap. Hello? So what are you sowing? You know they agree. At least after all it's wrong. So I have to let him know. And you are looking for mercy. The Bible says, God will be merciful to those who are flow dada. You see now, the thing is not flowing. God will be merciful to those who are merciful. That's what Matthew 5 says. Hallelujah. So if you are not merciful, don't expect harvest of mercy. It's never done. It's contrary to the law of the Almighty that made heaven and earth and made you. There must be a sowing for a reaping to happen. And it is what you want to harvest that you must sow. Because you will not only reap what you harvest, what you sow, you will reap bountifully. You don't sow 1 grain of maize and reap 1 grain. It has to multiply. So remember, as you are treating people, that you will get what you many times over. That is why some homes are never settled. And men, listen to me. Listen to me. Men are practical, women are practical examples of soil where you sow seeds. Whatever you give a woman, she multiplies and gives back to you. When you frustrate her, she will kill you. Hello? When you honor her, what will she do to you? Eh? It will do what? More than double honor. It will make you Lord. When you give her a sperm, it gives you a child, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7. True or true? Only 1 sperm. What you give to a woman, she multiplies and gives back to you. So if you want to make life miserable for your wife, I'm sorry for you. She doesn't have to plan to frustrate you. It is natural for her. Sean Wale. So listen to me. If you want her to respect you, respect her. Hello? You want her to respect you, do what? She will make you Lord. She will not just respect you. Because what you sow, you will reap more abundantly. Are we together? Let's continue.
Verse 8.
Yes.
The harvest you reap reveals the seed that you planted.
Did you hear that? So if you planted wickedness, you will reap wickedness. The Bible says if you sow winds, what will you reap? What wind? E.g. You planted ategun. E.g. is going to be your result. You know what one wind is? That one that spins and can carry people. But what you sow is just winds, just blowing. That's the power of multiplication in seeding. Hallelujah. You need to be more intentional. You need to be more conscious of the seeds you are sowing into your children, into your spouses, into your church, into your pastor, into the members of your church, into your leaders, in whatever capacity in every relationship you have. Be mindful of seeds, because if you come back to you bountifully. Hallelujah. Read 8 again.
The harvest you reap reveals the seed that you planted. If you plant the corrupt seeds of self-life into this natural realm.
Please note that self-life. I'm coming back there. That's where the main thing is. If you plant the seed of self-life, yes,
into this natural realm,
you
can expect a harvest of corruption.
Whoa. If you plant seed of what?
Self-life.
Self-life. Everything rotates around you. I'm not happy and I gave it to him. Be ready that when you make somebody angry too, they will not give it to you. They will bundle you and throw you to the dustbin. Whatever a man sows, he will reap. Go ahead.
If you plant the good seeds of spirit life, you will reap beautiful fruits.
So what is that spirit life compared to verse 8 we read? Who can pick that? What is spirit life? He's comparing it to verse 8. He said, if you sow the seed of self-life. So this is selflessness. The spirit life is what? You think less of yourself. You didn't hear me? It's not about I feel, I don't like, I like this, I don't like it, I'm not that type, I can't take the nonsense. Jesus took it for you, take it for somebody. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise God. Go ahead.
If you plant the good seeds of spirit life, you will reap beautiful fruits that grow from the everlasting life of the Spirit.
Thank you. Maybe you read the King James for the children of King James.
Okay. From verse 7.
Yes.
Be not deceived.
Be not deceived.
God is not mocked.
God cannot be deceived.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
whatever a man sows,
that shall he also reap.
That's what he will reap.
Verse 8. For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Verse 9.
And let us not be weary in well-doing.
Another principle. When you keep sowing good seeds, weariness comes when it is good seed. He didn't mention bad seed here. He mentioned bad seed in verse 8. Hello? Now, verse 9 is now referencing verse 7. Where he's talking about, verse 8 is referencing, verse 9 is referencing verse 8, where he's talking about spirit life, which is selflessness. If you live that way, you will get to a point, no matter how strong you are, you will nearly get tired. It's not good to be good. I'm not going to be good again. So get ready. I'm good to everybody. Everybody is bad to me. It only looks like it. And I want to answer that question today. These are the things that deceive us and push us further from greatness. And we are fasting and praying. Vigil every day. Oh God, make me great. Let my destiny helper come. Give me the right partner. Give me breakthrough. How many of us need breakthrough? Be somebody's breakthrough. That's the answer. You pray less. Listen to me. I told you, is it Nigeria? Pastors generally worship tithes and offering. The Nigerian church worship prayer. Most pastors worship tithe and offering. And the congregants worship prayer. I pray for 58 hours. Oh my God, it was powerful. Praying what? Sow seed of goodness. Goodness must come to you. My destiny helper. My destiny helper. My destiny helper. Oh, yeah, pray. Destiny helper. Destiny helper. Hey, man. Destiny helper. Be somebody's destiny helper. Destiny help will come your way. Oh God, give me the right partner. Give me a godly man. A godly man. A godly man. Are you a godly woman? Can you marry you? Can you let your brother you love marry you? If your sister say this is the husband I want to marry, will you be happy? And you are praying God to give you his own precious daughter. What wickedness! Make yourself a gift to the man that Kaye. Mandele Kaya. Make yourself a gift to the man that will marry you. That will wake up every morning and say, Father, I thank you. I thank you for giving me this wife. I couldn't have asked for something better. She's not perfect. But Father, I thank you. That is how to draw the right person. Do not draw the wrong person. Be the wrong person and be throwing your breast all over Lagos street. And be wearing skimpy all over. It is your type you will get. If your breast draws him, another person's yash go carry him. Hallelujah. So all this prayer, right partner, right partner, right partner, right partner. Be a right partner. The right partner will come. Destiny helper, destiny helper, destiny helper. Hey, oh, VG, destiny helper. Oh boy, take it easy. I don't mean to lie like you can't worry. Take it easy. Make a determination today I'm going to facilitate people's destinies as many as come my way. Hallelujah. You reap what you sow. They want to circumvent that and think that prayer can substitute. Don't be a typical Nigerian Christian who worships prayer, not God. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Every day I'm afraid. God is not even in the equation. It's prayer. We push all our responsibilities to God. In the name of praying, we waste our lives when we should be sleeping at home. Praying unnecessary prayers. When there are things to do, God will not come and do these things for you. You got to decide to do them. Hallelujah, somebody. Or you have gone home. Have you gone home or you are still here? Okay, about 3 people are still here. If you are here, put your hands together for Jesus. Come on. Man, I know that guy. Harvest of help only. Did you sow any seed? You won't go steal them? Praise God. We are done with that scripture. How many principles now do we have? 4 or 5? You are not sure? Okay, let's go on. Okay, finish that, King James. He said, I said, another principle is that in doing good, sowing good seeds, seed of help, you will get to the point that you will be tired. The Bible has said it, so don't think it's strange. But don't be tired. In sowing seeds of help, people will reward you with hurt. Hello? People will hurt you. They will not say thank you. And if you are unknowledgeable, you will be offended. You don't know that you are blocking yourself. Hallelujah. I will show you what compensates for that. It is impossible for you, for your seed of help to lie waste. Somebody say impossible. I say impossible. Glory to God. So, factor it into your life that discouragement will come. I will get to a point I will get tired. I might feel tired. You don't get tired, but you feel tired. So, remind yourself and pick yourself up. Say, no, I will continue to sow the seed of goodness, seed of mercy, seed of help to the life of others. Go ahead.
Verse 10.
Okay.
Okay,
I think that's fine. Okay. That's fine for us. That's fine for us. Let's go to the next scripture. Ecclesiastes 11. 1-6. That will be fine in TPT. Then we go back to King James. And not NLT too. Yes? Let's
not in TPT, sir.
Oh, sorry. NLT. It's NLT. TPT is only Psalms and... Yes. NLT.
Send your grain across the seas, and in time, profit will flow back to you.
Wait. Set your what?
Grains. Send your grain across the seas.
Send your grain across the seas.
And in time, profit will flow back to you.
He said you should send your grains. When you are sowing seed, it's like you are wasting your seed. You didn't hear me? It's like, out of how much? How much that you have? I will not be taking time again to be listening to somebody who is crying for 5 minutes and talking for 1 minute. And I can't stop her from crying. And she's trying to unburden to me. And here I am, I'm under pressure for time. How much time do I have? So it's like, hallelujah. It looks like you are wasting time. You are wasting resources. But nay, because God is taking account. So the next principle is that when you sow seeds of help, at times it will be like you are wasting your seed. But it says, what will happen?
In time, profits will flow back to you.
Remember Galatians 6 says, in due season, if you don't get weary, 2 conditions. Time lag and lack of weariness. You need that tenacity. You need the temerity. You need to be strong-minded to continue when you don't feel like it. Your commitment is what commits God. Hallelujah. So
Verse 2.
in time, it will come back to you. Yes, go ahead.
Verse 2. But divide your investments among many places.
Divide your investment among many places. Yes.
For you do not know what risks might lie ahead.
He said you don't know the risk. That is business seed. What do I call it?
Business seed.
I want to show you the difference between this and the other seed. Every businessman, no matter how low the level, will let you know that every investment is a risk. True or true? And you don't win all the time. I don't care how great you are. Hello? You win some, you lose some in business. But when you sow seeds of love, you win 100% all of the time. I will show you. Hello? This scripture is talking about your investments. But we have principles of sowing to reap from there. You leave it for a season. Give it time before it comes back to you. It will come to you from afar and aplenty. Are we together? However, as we are learning those principles, we have to make a difference between business seed and seed of help, which is seed of love. As far as business seed, there is limits to guarantee of harvest of every seed. You will harvest some good, some will go bad. But as far as love seed is concerned, there's no failure. No crop failure. Someone say no crop failure. Are you here? Oh, you expected me to come here and be telling you, hey, I see God helping you. Yeah. Say it tomorrow, nothing will happen. Nothing. We're deceiving ourselves all over the place. Nonsense. This is surefire, proven thing that can never fail. You come back with harvest rejoicing. Glory to God. Hallelujah. So, he said, divide your investments, yes.
Among many places.
Among many places, yes.
For you do not know what risk might lie ahead.
You don't know what risk may lie ahead. But that is business. Maybe before I go too far, we are coming back here. I want to juxtapose this to the seed of love. Are we together? Hebrews 6, verse 10. NLT, King James, and TPT.
Hebrews 6:10,
Yes.
NLT.
Listen.
For God is not unjust.
God is not on. Do you hear that? That's a strong term that is used in here. That means if you sow a good seed of love and you don't reap, God is unjust. And He's not. So your harvest is guaranteed. Unlike business, where you win some and lose some. Every seed of help you sow, you will reap abundantly. Finish it up.
God is not unjust. He will not forget how hard you have worked for Him and how you have shown your love to Him by caring for other believers, as you still do.
Do you see that now? You see that if we don't grow weary, so you continue, even when you don't feel like continuing. I hope you know that's part of the principles. There are times that you won't feel like continuing, but you have to intentionally continue, knowing that God is not unjust to forget your labor of love that you have shown in ministering to His saints, and that you still continue to minister. You don't stop, whether they say thank you or not, whether they treat you well or not, whether they backstab you or not, whether they misunderstand you or not. You know you are not doing it for them. The Bible says, he that giveth to the poor, lendeth to the Lord, and is of the Lord, he will receive his reward. Come on, shout glory, somebody. Listen to me. That person you are helping is God's proxy. He's just representing God. So when you show love to Him, you are showing love to God. And God will never hold you. That's different from business. Do we understand? So you agree with me now that every seed of help you sow, you will harvest. So don't worry. You might not have been having harvest of help. Why? Because you have not been sowing. You think it's by praying. Oh God, let me have help. You are waiting for the bell. Giga, amen. Listen, you can't use prayer to sow when you are supposed to use prayer to water. Practical demonstration of love to others. Are we together? That is the key. That's how to harvest help. You can't harvest help until you sow help. Go ahead, please. Okay, we are done with Hebrews, Sabi?
Yes.
Okay, I need to clear that. Let's go back to our Ecclesiastes. Yes. We are learning more principles about sowing. Yes.
NLT still. Verse 3. When clouds are heavy, the rains come down.
Oh, do you see that? When clouds are heavy, the rains do what?
Come down.
We all study science in our primary school, whatever, elementary science, water cycle. The water that comes from heaven comes to the earth, either the sea, the ocean, the earth, and still goes back as steam and comes back as rain. But it doesn't come back until the humidity is high enough. So the steam keeps going up as if it will never come down. That is what happens when you are sowing seed. It's like you are just joking. The word of God is not correct. You are wasting your resources. The money you are supposed to use for your children, the time you are supposed to spend with your friends, the things you are supposed to use for everybody else. You are the only person that loves everybody. You are just see your life. See your life. Give him time. Tell him to come back a while after. Then you will tell him, see your life. Because he's still there praying for harvest of help, but you are busy sowing seed of help. Then you can now ask him, can you see your life now? Hallelujah. Read it again.
When clouds are heavy,
the
rains come down.
Until the steams fill all the pores up there, the rains will not come. So it takes time. It takes continuity. It takes that tenacity, that temerity. It takes that, hanging on. Even when it's difficult to sow seed of help. You help somebody and it's hurting you. Is it not foolish to keep helping them? No, they are God's proxies. Hallelujah. Let me give you a little wisdom. There is this man that came to my house one day, was just banging the gate. And I hate people banging my gate. I hate it a lot. So I was very furious. I came out. The guy saw me, knew that he was in trouble. Your guy, sorry, I'm sorry, I sorry, your guy, sorry, I sorry. I said, if you have anything, make I do for you. Are they hungry? And I don't want beg. They can't weak me. They can't weak me. See, I don't want beg. I get picking, I get wife. Any job you have, I'm a gardener. You see me, I have power. So why should I be begging? Like this, your front now, I can help you. I said, they weeded it 3 days. They say, I know. It's just to find the excuse. My wife knows what I'm saying. Finally, I just told him, okay, I will call you when there is. Take this, go. I will call you when we. And I've been dealing with him. So, occasionally we give him food, give him raw material, raw food, money for his family and the rest of them. My wife was furious one day. Saw him where I was drinking ogogoro. Said, can you see the person we are sent to? Ogogoro of all things. Somebody who was not eating well. No, ogogoro first. The first was Baba Jebu. Can you imagine? That guy you gave money. He's spending his own Jebu. Listen to me. That's why I said, what you need is not money, it's thoughtfulness. The guy was talking to me. He was smelling ogogoro from day one. The day I confronted him, he fell down from the chair. He says, so you know I drink. I said, I do. And you are still giving me money. I said, yes. Ah! He said, I'm a sinner. So you know. I said, I know. I said, from day one. He said, I'm a sinner. Praise God. That didn't mean he repented though. But at least he acknowledged. Praise God. So my wife said, can you imagine? Baba Jebu, out of the small money you give. And I told her. I said, madam, that man should be commended. Silence. She's there. That man should be commended. This man, out of the little I gave to him, he was thinking of multiplying for the future. That is the way he knows. Am I saying Baba Jebu is right? No! That's his level. How many people who went to school, who are born again, think that way about tomorrow? They reach it all and say God will provide tomorrow. It should be commended for going to Baba Jebu. It is only thoughtfulness that can bring that out. Because I didn't think about it. It has always been at the back of my mind to help. So immediately she said this, it was the reason for help that came to me. And it was clear to me that guy should be commended rather than condemned. For still taking small part of that small to go and invest, peradventure, to multiply. Are we together? Say, praise God. Pastor said we should be doing Baba Jebu. So let's clear that. All right? But I'm teaching you how to think as a kingdom investor. Nobody qualifies for your help. Another principle. Don't wait for people to qualify for your help. Help them because they need it. Hey, this boy, very arrogant. He doesn't greet. Even if you greet him, he doesn't answer. Me, I will take my money. I will carry my own money. Carry, not take off. I will carry my own money and give to that arrogant. What do they call this? Afikwa, what do they call this? Tofiakwa. Listen. The Bible says everywhere Jesus went, he was doing what? You will have excuse not to help anybody in your life. Does it mean you should just throw yourself at everybody? No. However, don't wait for them to qualify before you help them, or else you will not help anybody. You yourself, you don't deserve any help. And yet God sends help your way. Reciprocate and give to somebody else who doesn't seem to deserve it. Hallelujah. I'm killing all your excuses now. Hallelujah. I'm killing your excuses. The Bible says, honor your father and your mother. He didn't say prostrate. He's not prostrating. He's saying, take good care of them. Give them good health care. Put them in good house. Buy vitamins for them. Let them enjoy their later days. Let them be happy that they have children. That's the honor he's talking about. I say, my mother is a witch. So, she's not a human being. My father will use you to drink. That's his business. God did not say if your father does not drink, honor him. Does he say so? You see, I'm killing all your excuses. These are things that have limited us, and we are just among the masses. Because that's what the masses do. They have an excuse not to do the right things. Every excuse not to do any right thing. So you have to kill all those sacred cows for you to be great in this kingdom. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. No man can come to God except by me. There is no alternative.